For as long as we have walked this earth, since the dawn of our consciousness, we have looked to the skies, our eyes drawn to the vast expanse above, a canvas of endless possibilities. Captivated by the effortless flight of birds, their graceful movements a constant reminder of a freedom we lacked. Their mastery of the air sparked a deep yearning within us, a primal desire to emulate their aerial dance. A desire to break free from gravity and see the world from above, to witness the landscape unfold beneath us in all its glory. This dream of flight is woven into our oldest stories and enduring myths, a testament to its timeless appeal and universal resonance, spanning cultures and centuries, appearing in different forms, yet always carrying the same fundamental longing. The Greek myth of Icarus and Daedalus stands out, a cautionary tale that continues to resonate today. Wings of feathers and wax, a daring ascent towards the sun, and a tragic fall, a consequence of unchecked ambition. A warning about ambition and the power of nature, a reminder of the delicate balance between human aspiration and the forces of the world. Across the globe, similar legends emerged, each culture adding its own unique flavor to the shared human dream of flight. Chinese emperors in winged chariots, soaring through the heavens in divine vehicles, symbols of power and transcendence. Hindu tales of flying vimanas, mythical aircraft capable of traversing vast distances, blurring the lines between reality and imagination. These were not blueprints, not practical designs, but expressions of a shared dream, artistic renderings of a deeply held desire. The first flights of imagination, the initial sparks that would eventually ignite the flame of innovation. Such stories planted a seed, a tiny kernel of possibility in the collective human consciousness. Perhaps flight was not impossible for mortals, that maybe, just maybe, humans could defy gravity and soar among the clouds. Over time, this primal urge moved from myth, from the realm of fantastical stories and symbolic representations, to the minds of thinkers and inventors, individuals who sought to understand the principles of flight and translate the dream into reality. The dream alone was not enough. It needed to be coupled with knowledge, experimentation, and unwavering dedication. It demanded pursuit, courage, and relentless perseverance, the willingness to face setbacks and learn from failures. The journey from Icarus to the first powered aircraft is a story of human determination, a testament to our capacity for innovation and our refusal to be bound by limitations. It's a path from gazing upward in wonder, marveling at the freedom of birds and dreaming of joining them in the sky, to finally joining the birds in the sky, achieving what was once considered impossible and forever changing our relationship with the world. Our fascination with flight would soon leave the realm of legend, shedding its mythical skin and preparing to take on a tangible form, and enter the world of science and invention, where theories would be tested, prototypes would be built, and the laws of physics would be challenged. The stage was set for humanity's first real attempts to conquer the air, a period of intense experimentation, daring innovation, and unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity. The ancient dream was about to become reality, a moment of triumph that would forever alter the course of human history. For millennia, the idea of human flight was relegated to the realm of myth and legend, but slowly, painstakingly, the leap from myth to method began. It began with visionaries, individuals who dared to challenge the perceived limitations of the world and ask how flight might be possible. These were the dreamers who looked to the skies and saw not an impossible barrier, but an open invitation. Leonardo da Vinci, a true Renaissance man in the 15th century, stands as a towering figure in this early pursuit. He meticulously filled his notebooks with detailed sketches of birds, studying their anatomy and flight patterns, and then translating those observations into designs for flying machines. Da Vinci was not just an artist, he was an engineer, a scientist, applying emerging scientific principles to the complex problem of heavier-than-air flight. His ornithopter design, a machine with flapping wings inspired by birds, though never actually built in his lifetime, was a monumental step forward in conceptualizing human-powered flight. Centuries earlier, in 9th century Andalusia, Abbas ibn Firnas, a polymath of the Islamic Golden Age, embarked on a daring experiment. He built a set of wings covered in feathers and launched himself from a tower, gliding for a brief historic moment. His flight, while groundbreaking, was also a harsh lesson in the realities of aerodynamics, an experiment that ended in a crash, resulting in injury but it undeniably proved that the idea of human flight could at least be tested, however imperfectly. These early efforts, separated by time and geography, were often isolated and, tragically, largely forgotten by the broader world, their lessons unheeded. This lack of communication and preservation of knowledge meant that each new generation of inventors was essentially forced to start anew, reinventing the wheel, so to speak. At the time, there was no established science of aerodynamics to guide them, no understanding of lift, drag, or thrust. There were also no suitable materials light enough and strong enough to construct effective flying machines. And crucially, there were no engines powerful enough to sustain flight. Instead, there was just careful observation of the natural world, boundless imagination, and an unwavering belief in the possibility of flight. Their failures, though sometimes painful, ultimately taught as much, if not more, than their limited successes. The pioneering work of figures like Ibn Furness and Da Vinci marked a crucial transition, moving the concept of flight from the realm of mythology and wishful thinking to the nascent field of mechanics and engineering. They were laying the essential intellectual foundation upon which future generations would build, brick by painstaking brick. They dared to ask fundamental questions. How do birds, seemingly effortlessly, defy gravity and soar through the air? What is the true nature of air, this invisible substance that surrounds us, and how can it be harnessed? And perhaps most critically, how can a structure be designed to be both incredibly light, to minimize the force needed to lift it, and yet also possess the strength to withstand the stresses of flight? Their sketches, their notes, and their stories, though often incomplete, whispered of a future where the age-old dream of human flight would finally be realized, where humans would finally break free from the bonds of Earth and take to the air. The dream, once a fantastical notion, was now a tangible question, a scientific puzzle waiting for the right minds, the right tools, and the right moment to unlock its secrets and provide a definitive answer. The first real breakthrough in flight came not from imitating birds, but from understanding physics. In 18th century France, the Montgolfier brothers noticed that hot air rises. They built a silk and paper balloon, filled it with hot air, and watched it soar skyward in 1783, a silent, unmanned proof of concept. Months later, Pilatre de Rosier and the Marquis d'Arlandes became the first humans to float above Paris in a balloon, drifting for miles. Humanity had finally left the ground. The balloon age began, opening new possibilities for science, exploration, and spectacle. Balloons proved the atmosphere could be navigated, but they had a major flaw: no control. At the mercy of the wind, balloons could not be steered. The dream of true powered and directed flight remained out of reach. Still, the hot air balloon was a magnificent first step. It showed that the sky was not forbidden, just waiting for the right key, the next challenge to master direction and power. The quest for controlled flight was just beginning. The world was ready for the next leap. The 19th century became the proving ground, a hotbed of innovation and experimentation. It was a time when the impossible seemed within reach, and the dream of human flight began to take shape in the minds of inventors and dreamers. For heavier-than-air flight, the challenge was immense, but the potential rewards were even greater. Engineers and scientists across the globe dedicated themselves to unraveling the mysteries of aerodynamics and propulsion. Sir George Cayley, the father of aviation, a true visionary, identified the four fundamental forces of flight: lift, the upward force that defies gravity; drag, the resistance of the air pushing against the aircraft; thrust, the force that propels the aircraft forward; and weight, the relentless pull of gravity. And separated lift from propulsion, a crucial conceptual leap that paved the way for future designs. He meticulously built and tested gliders, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible, refining cambered wings to maximize lift and adding tails for enhanced stability and control. In 1853, his groundbreaking glider carried a human across a valley, a moment etched in aviation history, proving his theories and demonstrating the potential of controlled, heavier-than-air flight. Otto Lilienthal, the glider king, a name synonymous with daring and innovation, took flight in Germany, soaring through the skies with unwavering determination, making over 2,000 glider flights, a testament to his dedication and relentless pursuit of knowledge, and gathering crucial data, meticulously documenting his observations to advance the science of flight. Lilienthal controlled his gliders by shifting his weight. a pioneering method of control that demanded skill and precision, inspiring future aviators and shaping the course of aviation history. His mantra: to invent an airplane is nothing, to build one is something, to fly is everything. A powerful statement that encapsulates the spirit of early aviation. His public flights and tragic death, a stark reminder of the risks involved in pushing the boundaries of flight, underscored both the promise and peril of flight, a lesson that would not be forgotten. These pioneers showed that controlled flight was possible, a monumental achievement that defied conventional wisdom, not just theoretical, but a tangible reality. Their work inspired a new generation, igniting a passion for flight in the hearts and minds of countless individuals, including two brothers in Ohio, who would soon take the world by storm. The groundwork was laid for powered flight. The final piece of the puzzle was about to fall into place. The dream was now within reach, closer than ever before. The world watched with bated breath as the next chapter unfolded, eager to witness the dawn of a new era. The age of gliders was ending, marking the culmination of decades of experimentation and innovation. The era of powered flight was about to begin, ushering in a new age of possibilities and transforming the world forever. In Dayton, Ohio, Wilbur and Orville Wright studied the work of Cayley and Lilienthal, searching for the missing piece control. Their bicycle experience taught them the importance of balance and subtle adjustments. They identified 3 axes of control: pitch, yaw, and roll, and invented wing warping to bank and turn. Testing kites and gliders, they found existing data unreliable, so they built their own wind tunnel and tested hundreds of wing shapes. Their patient, scientific approach created the foundation of aeronautical engineering. In December 1903 at Kitty Hawk, the Wright Flyer lifted off for 12 seconds, short but historic. It was the first controlled, powered, sustained flight by a heavier-than-air machine. Humanity had finally learned to fly. The Wrights' breakthrough was not just in building a machine, but in inventing the science behind it. Their relentless pursuit turned a dream into reality. The age of flight had truly begun. The world would never be the same. The sky was open at last. While the Wrights flew in secrecy, Europe's skies buzzed with public excitement. In Paris, Brazilian inventor Alberto Santos Dumont became a celebrity, flying steerable airships, and in 1906 piloting his 14-bis airplane before a cheering crowd. His flight was the first officially observed powered flight in Europe, igniting a wave of innovation. European pioneers like Louis Blériot and Henri Farman soon followed, experimenting with new designs and pushing boundaries. The public nature of these flights inspired a continent and accelerated progress. European designers developed the tractor monoplane, setting the standard for decades. Santos Dumont's openness transformed aviation into a global phenomenon. The race for the skies was now truly worldwide. The path to flight was fraught with obstacles. Early inventors had to build their own engines, light yet powerful enough to fly. Aircraft were fragile, made of wood, wire, and fabric, prone to failure at any moment. Pilots flew without parachutes, exposed to the elements, guided only by instinct and the sound of the engine. Every flight was a test of both machine and pilot. Many pioneers, including Lilienthal and Pilatre de Rosier, paid with their lives. Society often mocked or doubted these dreamers, making funding and support scarce. The Wrights, for example, funded their work from their bicycle shop. Yet, these challenges only fueled their determination. They battled gravity, skepticism, and danger. Their courage and ingenuity paved the way for all who followed. The dream of flight survived because they refused to give up. After World War I, aviation entered its golden age. Aircraft became faster, stronger, and more reliable, opening the skies to exploration and adventure. Daring pilots like Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart captured the world's imagination. Earhart, a symbol of courage and possibility, became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic in 1932. She set records, worked with engineers to push technology, and inspired millions. Her final flight, an attempt to circle the globe, ended in mystery, but her legacy endures. Earhart showed that the sky was open to anyone with determination. The airplane became a tool for connection and discovery. The world grew smaller and dreams grew bigger. The spirit of adventure soared higher than ever. The innovations of early pioneers shaped the modern world. The Wrights' 3-axis control remains fundamental to flight. Their scientific approach set the standard for engineering progress. Aviation shrank the globe, enabling trade, tourism, and cultural exchange. Advances in engines, materials, and navigation transformed not just flight, but technology as a whole. Airports and airliners are the direct legacy of those first flights. The dream of Icarus became a safe, routine reality. The courage and creativity of pioneers reshaped our world. Their work gave us wings and a new perspective on our planet. The sky became a bridge, not a barrier. The story of aviation is a testament to human curiosity and determination. Ordinary people, bicycle makers, inventors, dreamers, changed the world by refusing to accept limits. They faced failure, ridicule, and danger, but pressed on. Their spirit of exploration and problem-solving inspires us still. Today, that legacy lives on in engineers, entrepreneurs, and every child who dreams of flight. The desire to explore and innovate is timeless. The pioneers of aviation proved that barriers are often illusions. With science, creativity, and courage, we can achieve the extraordinary. Their legacy is not just in machines, but in the reminder that dreams shape our future. They looked at the birds and dared to imagine, and in doing so, they gave us the sky.